Hey y'all, Bridget Bartlett here. Today I am going to show you a walkthrough of our done for you setup for our program. Okay, so if you're unfamiliar, I did a training yesterday of how to prepare for the done for you setup. And then Monday, we talked about basically an overview of our program and all the things that you can get. Now, this is honestly probably the absolute best setup that you could receive for HighLevel if you're interested in reselling SaaS or promoting the affiliate opportunity. And the reason that this is such a great setup is because no matter what direction that you're wanting to take, you can use this setup, right? So we also have additional software that we have available so that you aren't just another small fish in a big pond of people who are trying to promote HighLevel, whether the white label version or the affiliate opportunity. You need to stand out. And so this additional software is what's going to help you stand out. So I'm going to walk you through what we actually do to get all of this set up, but I also want you to pay attention to all of the processes that I'm using, because one, you can incorporate those into your same system, but also you want to be able to see all of the duplication opportunities available inside of HighLevel, because what I'm getting ready to set up typically takes me about 30 minutes. Might take me a little longer since I'm live, but if you imagine a 30-minute setup for your clients, that's just like, that's nothing, right? I mean, a lot of companies will charge thousands of dollars for setting up a system, but HighLevel makes that super, super simple. So we don't need to do that because we're not spending all of that time like typical agencies would spend. So this is the website that you receive in our system. So you can see here, this is actually you can choose which homepage you want to use, the affiliate opportunity or the white label SaaS. And you can see the Elm tools that we have added here. And then of course you can choose your plans. And this is something like an example, right? So it's just, you have all of the HighLevel tools for this price, and then all the HighLevel tools plus our tools for this price. Okay, so pretty self-explanatory. You can check this out. If you go to sign up for our program at myvisionagency.com, and let me just hop on over there and I'll make sure that you know. So myvisionagency.com. I got to spell it right first. So you will see the opportunity to check out the demo website. So if you're new to HighLevel, you click that link. When you scroll down, you'll see the opportunity to check out the demo website right here. Okay, so you click there. You can actually scroll through. You can check out all of the different tools and their websites. For example, L Messenger here. It just takes you. It's literally. This whole system is set up, right? So even if someone goes to this page here, they sign up for L Messenger, they're going to go through that whole sign up process. They're going to receive the emails, the accounts created, all of that is set up. And even if they purchase one of the paid plans and you have licenses, their account is created, the money goes right into your Stripe account, and then eventually, your bank account, right? So that's the goal here, all right? Now, let's dive into, I'm actually going to show you my onboarding process here. Okay, so we actually have many, many steps that you can see here. And I love to do my onboarding like this in a spreadsheet so that I know for quality control that I have entered everything correctly, that I have followed all the steps, and I have not missed anything. Okay, so this makes it really easy for me. So following the steps here, I'm going to go ahead and go into my demo account. We do need to make sure we have access to the agency and the registrar. Those are the two things that we need, and there are instructions in the before the done for you setup that show you how to do that. Okay, so is the Stripe account connected to the agency and the sub account? So we walked through these things yesterday. So now when it's time for me to do the setup, the very first thing that we need to do is we need to take your location API and we need to send that to CloudKey, because that is what is going to trigger the automations that we have inside of CloudKey for all of the accounts to be created. So I'm going to go into my sub account here, and I only have one To go into the sub account, you can click here for your recent sub accounts, or all sub accounts will be listed here. You can also go to the tab that says sub accounts, and then you can click on switch to sub account here. So many ways of getting into that sub account. The sub account is where the tools are. The agency account is where the admin features are for the whole agency. Okay, each sub account is individual accounts. All right, so if you want to use any of the tools, you need to create a sub account for your business and your clients. All right, so looking at the, we of course need to go to payments and make sure that Stripe is connected. Right, so we did that yesterday. Now, the first step here, like I said, is we need to go to the location API. So inside of the sub account, go to settings, and we're going to copy this API. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my onboarding list, and you see here it says submit a ticket to CloudKey. So I'm going to go ahead and click here, and I'm going to open up this email, and I need to paste in that API. So I need to copy this email. I have basically a template for the email just to ensure that I've told CloudKey everything that I need to tell them. And of course, I need to grab that API. So I'm going to copy that again. I'm going to come back here, and I'm going to paste in the API. Okay, so once I've done that, now all I need to do is add the client's name and email address. And if you're doing this for yourself, then you need to add your name and your email address for your CloudKey account. All right, so now that that is done, okay, so I'm checking this off as I go. So I have done this. The next step here is to import the snapshot. So I already have the link to the snapshot here. So I'm going to go ahead, click there, open this up. And this is why when you give us access to the account, you need to make sure that we are getting access from app.gohighlevel.com and not your white label agency, because we do need to import the snapshot here. That's one of the main reasons. So now we have the snapshot, okay? But the snapshot is not loaded in the sub account yet, right? So what we need to do is we need to go back now to our sub accounts here, and I'm going to load the snapshot. Let's look at our directions here. Okay, so import and load the snapshot. So I'm going to go click on the three dots here, and I'm going to click Manage Client. So I'm going to click here, click on Load Snapshot. I'm going to go to the snapshot that I just imported, and I'm going to click Proceed. So I see all of the elements. I could choose all of them, or I could pick and choose any of the things that I want to add. In this case, I'm just going to add the whole snapshot. So I'm going to click Proceed. It's going to check for any conflicts in the account. There aren't any. So, or actually it says there are a few, but looking at it, just says missed call text back. I'm not going to worry about that. So I'm going to go ahead and click Proceed. And okay. So now that is going to load that entire snapshot. And if you're unfamiliar with snapshots, it is a culmination of an entire account. You saw all the features that were being loaded there. So tags and email templates and workflows and websites and forms and courses, and all of those things can be loaded into a snapshot. Right? So now we have done that step. So the next step is to create the products. All right. So I'm going to go now to my demo account here. I need to go into the sub account. So I'm going to go in through the menu there. I'm going to go to payments and products. So now what I need to do is create all the products for the tools that we have available in the program, right? So I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And I do like to add little like stars there, because it lets you know which one I actually set up and which one maybe that you were working on or something like that. It just differentiates it. So I'm just going to paste that in here, and you can add an image, you can add lots of extra things, but in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and make it reoccurring. We need to choose a price, and these are below minimum advertised pricing. Okay, so this makes you really competitive. You cannot tell people you can get an L Messenger account for $37. Don't go all in doing that. You will, that is against terms. So this is just privately, you can offer something different, but publicly you have to keep it at the minimum advertised pricing, which in this example is $67. So I'm going to make this $37 because they need to opt in to be able to even see this price into the funnel. So we're going to make it $37. It's going to be monthly, and we're going to go ahead and click Save. Now, when you save here, it says sync with Stripe and PayPal. That is what we want to do, and that will make sure that the product is also created there. So I'm going to click there, and I'm going to go ahead and save. So I'm going to go back now, and that is how we want to create that one product. But we have other products here too, right? So I definitely want to get these set up. But you can see how quick this process is when you have a really good SOP so that you're literally copying and pasting here. Okay, so $17. I'm going to go ahead, put that in there, and it is monthly. We're going to save. We're going to sync. And let's just go ahead and save again just for fun. And we're going to go back. Okay, so now the next product here is Elmatic Legacy Plan. So here we go. I'm going to create a product and I'm going to paste the name in there. Let's make it a digital service. It's a reoccurring. Let's look at the price, $27. So we're going to add 27 and save. And we're going to sync with Stripe and PayPal. And we're going to save. So I'm going to go back now. You see I have another product, and I do like to keep it highlighted there because that helps me to, just a little tip, that helps me to remember which one I'm on. So I'm going to go now, create a product, and let's go down to digital goods and reoccurring. It also helps when I go back to see the price, which one I'm on there as well. So $7. And we're going to save, and we're going to sync with Stripe. And we're going to save again, and we're going to go back. Okay, so you can see that's highlighted, so I know I need to go to the next one. So I'm going to copy this, and let's go back and create the account for this tool here. And digital goods and reoccurring, what's the price? $27. So I'm going to make this 27, and we're going to save. And we are going to see, oh, let's save again. I don't know why it's not asking me. Oh, maybe it already did that. Let's go back. Okay, so it already synced. Cool. All right, so here we go. I'm going to copy this. We need to create 2 more products, so I'm going to paste this in here. Digital goods, reoccurring. What is the price? It is $4. So let's go back here and make it $4, and we are going to save. Sync with Stripe. And let's go ahead and save again. All right, we have one more product, and it is Elm Link Legacy. So I am going to go back here. We're going to create our product here, and digital goods and reoccurring. And the price is $17. And everything looks good, so I'm going to save. And I see Ray says, I love this, Bridget. Thanks for talking us through all of this. You are so, so welcome. I'm going to go ahead and save again, and then I'm going to go back. Okay, so all of the products have been entered. Okay, so now we can check that off our list. The next step here is to configure the automations. All right, so I'm going to go to the automation tab. And you'll see all of the workflows, because remember, when I first loaded the snapshot, it was a completely blank, empty account. There was absolutely nothing in it. So these are all the workflows that get loaded. Nothing needs to be done with the Cloud Key workflow. That is for their automations on their end. The payments workflow, that just notifies you that you have a successful or a failed payment. These are instructions for whether you are wanting to lead with the affiliate opportunity or the SaaS. And after the done for you setup, there are instructions on how to configure that. So the automations that I configure are the 4 tools that are marked with the star. So let's go ahead and choose Elm Link Legacy. And all I need to do for this automation, because all the rest of it is built out, I just need to choose the product that we just created, okay? Because products don't transfer in a snapshot, so we need to create them, and then we need to connect them. Okay, so Elm Link Legacy Plan. Let's look for Elm Link Legacy. So I'm just going to connect that and then save. So let's go back to Elm Link Pro Monthly, and I'm going to choose Elm Link Pro Monthly and save. So that's all I need to do for that. I'm going to go back now. Let's choose Elm Optimizer. So I'm going to choose the Legacy plan. I don't need to do the free plans because there's no product there, so we don't need to actually connect the product to the workflow. It's actually just an order form, okay? So we have Elm Optimizer Legacy Plan there. We have Elm Optimizer Pro. So I'm gonna go ahead and choose Elm Optimizer Pro and save. And let's go back now. So we have Elmatic is the next one. So we need Elmatic Legacy. And let's choose Elmatic Legacy Plan. Save trigger and save. And then we have Elmatic Pro. So I'm going to click here, and the trigger is going to be Elmatic Pro when someone purchases that. So back to workflows. Okay, so now we just have Elm Messenger, and Elm Messenger only has the premium plan. It doesn't have a legacy plan like the others. So we're just going to go ahead and choose Elm Messenger Premium Monthly and save. And back, okay? So all of the workflows have now been configured, so I'm going to check that off. So now the next step is connect the products to the website pages. So now I'm going to go into the Sites tab, and I'm going to go to Websites here, and here is the website. Again, it's marked with the star. So you can see the website that I just showed you the demo of. These are actually all of the different pages that we have available. Cloud Key Terms and Policy Terms, a SaaS privacy policy and terms here. You also have your disclaimer and your login. I even created a 404 page for you. So lots of pages in this website. I'm going to go ahead and connect these products now here. So we're going to start with Elmatic, and I'm going to go to Product and choose Elmatic Pro here and save. And we have also Elmatic Legacy. Remember, we don't need to worry about the free plan. That's its own automations. It's not an actual product. So I'm going to choose Elmatic Legacy. Let's choose the price and save. Now we have Elm Messenger, and it just has the Pro plan. So we're going to choose Elm Messenger Monthly, save. Now we have Elm Link. So I'm going to choose Elm Link Pro. And then Elm Link Legacy. So we're going to add that product here, Elm Link Legacy. And then we have Elm Optimizer. So we're going to choose the Elm Optimizer Pro. And then Elm Optimizer Legacy. All right, so here we go. Choose that price and save. All right, so all of the products have now been entered. Let's go back to our checklist. I'm going to check that off. Now, the next thing is to add the records to the DNS manager. Okay, so this is why we need to have access to the registrar, because, of course, you could set all this up for yourself, but it's definitely a lot easier if we do this for you. Okay, so I actually created that domain here, and I have done absolutely nothing with this. So I'm going to pretend this is a client's agency or one of our HighLevel affiliates, same thing for me. And so I need to get this set up for them, right? So we're going to add the records to the DNS manager. Now, when you fill out the form, you can decide whether you want our website to be on your main root domain, or you can choose to have it on a subdomain. So if I am choosing here for my account, if I'm choosing my domain to be myvisionbiz.com, maybe I already have a website that I want to use and I don't want our system to be my main website. If that was the case, then we could just connect it to tools.myvisionbiz.com. I'm actually just going to make it the main root domain. That's what most people do. So to do that, I need to add an A record pointing here. Okay. And if you go through the setup, it will tell you as well. HighLevel, though, they do have a new option. I'm going to show you. I just, this is actually pretty new as of today. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to paste my link in here, or not that. I want to paste in or type in my Vision Biz, because that is the domain, myvisionbiz.com. And I do want the www to be added as well. So I'm going to go ahead and click continue. So now it's going to look to see what registrar I'm using. And if it's one of the popular ones like Cloudflare, it will actually log in and add those records to the Cloudflare account. So I'm going to click here to authorize. It's going to go into my Cloudflare account, and it's going to say, do you want to add these records to Cloudflare? So I'm going to say authorize. And now it's adding those records for me, and it is looking for the authorization. I do see Online X, which is Terry. This is so exciting. I'm looking forward to mastering this, and I have no doubts that you will, for sure. So let's let it look here. I'm going to go ahead and grab a drink of water. Sometimes, as you can see here, it does take just a few seconds. So now I'm going to choose what domain do I want to connect this funnel to, or this domain, what funnel do I want to connect the domain to? So it's going to be the one marked with the star. And I'm going to choose what home page do I want to connect the funnel to. So like I said, when you set it up, I always choose the default SaaS. But if you decided to come back in here and you're like, I want to wait on the SaaS, I am more comfortable just telling people about HighLevel, then maybe you want to lead with the affiliate opportunity. And if that's the case, you would just choose affiliate instead of SaaS. Okay, so this is just determining what your home page is. So since this is what I set up typically as the default, I'm going to go ahead and do that. But also, if you click additional options, I did build in a 404 page for you guys so that if there is a link broken or something, it will still go to your 404 page so you don't miss out on that sale. Okay, so we definitely want to make sure all of that is being routed to the appropriate place. All right, so now we have the WW version and the non-WW version connected to our main website. Okay, so super cool. So I didn't, we already added this. We already added this because Cloudflare did that for us. We're not going to use this because that's only if they choose to use the subdomain. But we do need to add these records here. And this is for the white label domain. So since I chose myvisionbiz.com, it's going to be app.myvisionbiz.com. So I need to create this record. Also, all of the links, like if you're previewing a website that's not connected to a domain or you're using trigger links, your sub-accounts in your agency, you want that to be branded to you. So we need to enter this record. And also we have a client portal that is where your courses and your affiliate management system or dashboard and communities, all of that is going to be housed in the client portal. So we need to enter this record as well. Okay, so I'm going to now just copy this. I'm going to go back to Cloudflare here in this account. Let me go ahead and refresh this screen because we did add some records there, or Lead Connector added that for us. So you can see the records are added. I'm going to add a CNAME record now, and you can see in my instructions, CNAMEs. Okay, so I'm going to add a CNAME record here, and I told you it was going to be app. So I'm just going to type in app. I'm going to paste in the record, and I'm going to turn the proxy off and save. All right. Now I'm going to add this record for the links because we want to make sure if we're white labeling our dashboard, even our links are white labeled, right? So I'm going to click CNAME and we're going to type in link because that's what I'm going to call it. And we're going to paste that in, turn the proxy off and save. So the next one is going to be the members area. So I'm going to copy that record and let's go ahead and add a new one. Once again, CNAME, we're going to call it members. And I'm going to paste in the record and turn the proxy off and save. All right. So if we look at our instructions here, the very next step is to add the hex codes for colors to the custom values. So this is one of the things that I love about HighLevel is because you have custom values that you can add to your snapshot, and it will update all kinds of different places inside websites and emails and all of that. Well, one of the things that we can do with HighLevel, like you can see the logo, and there are instructions on how to add your logo. You can literally upload it to the gallery, grab the link, paste it here, and then it will automatically update every website to have your logo on it. So that's super cool. And all of the custom values here that say replace, these are actually colors built into the website. So when I do the setup, what I use is the default here. Because otherwise the website doesn't have any colors. These are just like transparent. So what I do is I just put the original color here. But if you guys did come back in here and you wanted to change any of the colors, what's really cool is that it will update all of these colors here with this hex code. It will update with whatever hex code you add here. Okay, so it really makes customizing your website with your own brand. I mean, you could literally do that in about 30 seconds. Okay, so super, super cool that we have the ability to do that. Custom values is honestly, it's one of the most powerful and my favorite features inside of HighLevel, aside from the conversations tab. I really love that. So I'm going to go ahead and add these records here, and I'm going to go ahead and update the remaining. Okay, we have this one here. Just going to copy and paste. Okay, so now when I set the account up, it doesn't have just a blank spot on the website. Okay, now we have the SaaS URL dashboard. So what I do is I actually just, let's copy this domain here. Let's go back here. The URL for the SaaS dashboard is going to be app.this domain. All right, so I'm just going to copy this to make it easy, because that is where the users are going to log into. And we have this custom value because there are places on the website where it will send them back to log into the dashboard. So we want to make sure that that is updated as well. Now here is the thank you page, and it is simply whatever the root domain is. Okay, so if the user or our new affiliate was getting this set up and they used tools dot their domain, I would use tools dot the domain and then / thank you. Okay, so in this case, we're using the root domain, so I'm just going to keep it like that, and it's / thank you. This is what is going to automatically, as soon as someone makes a purchase for one of the tools, it will send them to that thank you page. I'm going to go ahead and add the website domain. Again, this is another custom value, so I'm just going to delete the app part, and this is going to be the main domain. Okay. So all of the custom values now have been entered. So I'm going to go ahead and check this off. We added the thank you page. We added the agency dashboard and the website there. Now we need to connect the sub-account email sending domains. Okay. So we have all of those created there. I'm going to click here for email services, and I cannot stress enough, every single sub-account should have their own email sending domain connected to their domain. If not, 99% of the time, you're going to end up in the spam folder. So just do yourself a favor. If you're setting this up for yourself or a client, create the email sending domain. I cannot stress enough, because every single person who says their emails are going to spam, they do not have an email sending domain. Okay, so it's really, really important. I'm going to go ahead and copy here. Let's go back. I'm just going to close that. And for the sub accounts, I choose email dot whatever the domain is. Okay, so this is why it's really important, because we want our emails to be sent from our sending domain, but this is not the email address. When we create an email address, we want it to be within the same domain. So like this email would maybe be info@myvisionbiz.com. But an email sending domain is basically like you're choosing the server that your emails are getting sent from. Okay, it's not an actual email address. All right. So if you have 10 users in your account and they're all sending emails through your account, all 10 users need to have an email address of their own connected to this domain. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of drive that home and clarify that. So I'm going to go ahead and click Add and Verify. This is a new option I'm excited to show you guys. We do have the ability now to automatically add the email sending domain records to your registrar without actually having to add them. That is crazy. I just saw this today. So I'm going to go ahead and click Continue. And typically I would have to add those records to Cloudflare myself, but it's actually going to ask me to authorize them just like we did the normal domain. So you can see all of those records that I would normally have to enter myself now are appearing here, and all I need to do is click Authorize. So now all of these records have been entered. I can click Auto Configure if I wanted to do that again, but I do need to wait until this has been verified. Okay, so that can take anywhere from like a minute to, 48 hours. Okay, so it really just depends on your registrar. But if you have not had it verify, give it an hour. If it is not verified, I would definitely check the records. But since now we have the ability to just automatically add those records, I think that that is going to really save a lot of people a lot of frustration. Okay, so we want to wait. We can refresh this. which is something that I like to do just because I really, when I'm doing something like this, I just like to check things off the list. So I constantly hit that button, honestly, to until it verifies. Okay, so all of these are green now, so that means it has verified. If I go back here, you'll see that this still says verify. I'm going to go ahead and refresh. And then I'm going to click verify now. And then I'm going to click verify domain again. Okay, so now I see this is green. It says SSL issued. This is checked. It says active. So this is good to go. Now I'm going to go back here and I'm going to check this off the list. So the next thing that I need to do is do the same process for the agency account. Okay, so just to drive home again, remember the accounts with the tools in them, they're called locations or sub accounts. The agency account, if I click on there and I see switch to agency view, you can see this is much different. This is the admin account where all of your sub accounts are going to be listed, your affiliate account, the marketplace, all of these things that are not available to sub account users of your agency. These are in the agency account. Okay, so everything that we want to do that has to do with our HighLevel agency account is going to be in the admin area. Okay, so you have your user profile here. You have your company profile here. You have the teams here. And then what we need to do is go all the way down to email services. So we see the same message here, create a dedicated email sending domain. For the agency, I like to use office dot whatever the domain is. So I'm just going to copy this and go back, and I'm going to paste, add, and verify. All right, so now it's going to add those records again. I absolutely love this. It was really before it was just copying and pasting, but this just makes it so much easier. So I'm going to go ahead and add and authorize, and we're going to add those records there. And of course, let's go ahead and see if it's verified yet. Let's go ahead and refresh because I'm impatient. And this is literally what I do just because I don't like to move on until something is done. So I will do that. But what we can do is let's go, and I'm going to skip over this. I don't want to mark it complete because I do want to come back to it. Okay. But you'll see here that actually this is the one that I was supposed to go to, the complete agency company settings. All right. So what I need to do, and what I do is I go to the company, and here is where we need to add the company website. So I'm just going to paste that there. Here's where you want to, after you've entered the records into the registrar, then we just paste in what the link or the domain is that we chose. Okay, so when you paste or type that in, then you click here, update company. Then you'll see a message here, either successful or failed. If it's failed, it'll tell you why. Okay, so it didn't tell me it's successful. So if I refresh, and those records stay, I know that they took and it's successful and it's all good. And actually, if I went right now and I wanted to open up this in a new tab, it takes just a few seconds because it's the first time it's ever been open, so the SSL has to build, but you will see this login page. And if I had a user created in a location, when they went to log in, they would see this page here. Okay, so that's how they're going to get access to that. And this is going to be white labeling all the links inside the account. All right. So let's go back now that we have added that. Let's go back to the email services. Let's check this domain. I'm going to go back to dedicated domain because I already entered one. I'm going to verify. Cool. Everything is green. But of course, as soon as I click that, it's not green anymore. So I'm just going to refresh. And let's try again. Okay, here we go. And let's go back. And let's try verify again. And let's try verify domain. Let's try again. Okay, verify domain. Come on, you can do it. See how impatient I am? I just wanted to make, there we go. All right, cool, yay, success. All right, so now we can, we've added that. We have connected the email. Okay, so the client portal, of course, I want to make sure that that is added. I think I did that with you guys, but we'll just double check because that's the point of the SOP. So I'm going to go to sites now and client portal. And we did not do that. So I was wrong, and that's why we check. So members, oops, first I want to spell it right. members.myvisionbiz.com. Remember, we already entered the record, so I don't need to do that again. I just need to type it in there, and I'm going to click update domain, and it says update or settings updated, so we are good to go. Now I'm going to check that off of the list. All right. Now I do delete the snapshot because it wouldn't make sense for you to give this to a client, because you're not a reseller of the licenses, right? You're a reseller of the tools. Okay. So all the members of the program are actually on a sub-partner level, and then I am the main partner, right? So I am the only one who can resell the licenses. You guys are tool resellers. Okay. So if you're looking for that snapshot, that's why it's not there. Also, what I do is I change my user. So once the whole account is set up here, I go back and I change my actual user here to delete user. Okay, so this will remove my access. And of course, as soon as the setup is done, I create a video showing, you know, the things that I did. And then there are these steps for the after the done for you setup. Okay. And then of course, after that point, you would want to remove me from your registrar so that I, you know, just for your own security, I don't need it anymore. If I did need it, of course we could get it. Now, if you do have a registrar that does not give access, does not allow you to invite managers to your account, what we can do is just we'll add the records to a form, and then you can paste them in there, and then everything will be configured. Okay. So that is literally everything that I do from beginning to end, our entire setup. But of course, the most important part is testing the process. That's where you're going to learn how everything works together. That's how you're going to troubleshoot and make sure that your system is set up and all of that is working completely. Okay, so that is all that I had for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. Thank you so much for joining us for today's training. If you have any questions, you can join us for open office hours starting right now at bridgetbartlett.com. It's free and open to everyone.